So when we're trying to develop and grow our shoulders, in particular the medial delt, which is the middle delt here that pops out, one exercise that most people will use is dumbbell lat raises, because it trains that medial delt. There is a couple of problems with this exercise. When we use a dumbbell lat raise, there's essentially, first of all, the medial delt isn't used from about 0 to 15 degrees. There's no tension on the medial delt. And then as you come up, you're only really creating tension in the movement at this middle to top part here. This part is quite easy when you do a lateral raise. So you don't really feel much here, you're only feeling here to here. When we look at an exercise, that's not very effective because you're only getting kind of that benefit in this small range of motion. So there's different things we can use and different variations to kind of try to put a challenge on more of the range of motion for that medial delt. So if we take a normal dumbbell lat raise, one thing you can do is not start here, so start slightly outwards. So that's the medial delt isn't used from here to here. So you're starting here, control the way down. So when we look at a lateral raise and how we can make it more effective, one thing we can do is use the cables. So the cable's line of force and resistance profile is going to make it a lot harder throughout the whole movement. So another thing we can do is use different variations to kind of overload different portions of the range of motion with this lateral raise. So you're going to have your normal lateral raise, will get that middle to top portion. What you could do is a very heavy dumbbell lateral raise and just the kind of bottom portion here, that's going to overload this bottom range. Then you could use a variation like a Y raise, where you're slightly leaned forward, and that's going to overload that shortened range here. So I'll give you a demonstration of what that might look like. So when doing your lateral raise variations, I would always make sure to think of going out. So leading, think of going as far away from your body as possible. And then when I find with shoulders, they can take quite a lot of volume and density. So using high reps and things like giant sets, supersets, and all these type of variations can be very beneficial.